Katty, Konnie, and Loudmouth Linda, keeping it real, no agenda. Satire, truth, and a whole lot of fun. Politics, crime, we get it all done. From breaking news to a joke or two, we do it our way just for you. We just can't make this stuff up. 1 year strong and we ain't gonna stop. Mic in hand, voices loud, shouting truth, making you proud.
Hello.
Good evening. Especially on a Sunday, right? And Halloween's coming on, and everybody's all decorating for Halloween, and
Yeah.
it's that time.
Yeah.
Seems a little early to be decorating for Halloween, but nevertheless, they're doing it.
Yeah.
So you had a good day?
I did. I actually was extremely lazy, and honest to God, I laid in bed all day. I didn't sleep. I just laid in bed all day.
I made hand sanitizer.
Oh, did you?
Hand hooch.
I was reading and watching many of the Charlie Kirk things.
Yeah, me too.
And yeah, you can't debate the guy. Yeah, you just can't. Not when he's loaded with the truth.
Well, I guess my thing is, freedom of speech. Everyone hollers and screams, it's freedom of speech. They're trying to take our freedom of speech. Freedom of speech.
Right.
Whose freedom of speech?
Right.
Because if you say something that somebody doesn't want to hear, then they silence you in all kinds of different ways.
Yeah. There is, we do have freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes both ways. We had to listen to your rhetoric. We had to listen to your sleepy, lying president. We had to listen to all the crap that you guys promote and all the horror that you promote in your blue cities. And I'm sorry to put it that way, but I mean, look at the difference of, I'm going to give you an example, George Floyd and Charlie Kirk. What happened when George Floyd was murdered?
They burned down the city. They busted the windows out. They did everything. And when Charlie Kirk died, we have had prayers and vigils and moments of silence. We were just talking about that today. This is the difference.
Whether these people, and I mean, not all of them are Democrats. There are some that are conservative, and there are some that are undecided. So I don't want to clump you all in one. But you have a right to speak.
Of course you do.
But when the truth hits you and you don't have an answer for a question that somebody is asking you, it's okay to raise your voice. It's okay to take literal gunshots. It's okay to stab people in the neck. It's okay to maim people, kill people, run them over with a car. That's okay. But God forbid you lose your job from what you said.
I saw a video clip of someone who lost their job that I'm going to share with you guys real quick. It's pretty unbelievable. And this is going out to Jamal Peterson. I Am Comedy. He was doing it today. And I was like, oh, I have got to share this. I have got to share this. So I'm going to share it with you all.
Before you
so
do that,
you can see.
Before you do that, real quick, over 700 people have been fired. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot when there's millions and millions, but it's a start. It's the start.
Actually, now I heard it was up to thousands. But here, I want to do this real quick. Okay, let's see.
Floyd. You know what I'm saying? People online, but they never went crazy like this before. Like, you know what I mean? But look, these are people breaking down, crying like crying after losing their jobs because they got their comments caught online talking bad about this man. Look at this person right here. I don't know if this is a transgender woman, but whoever it is went berserk. Like, I mean, this transgender woman went off, y'all. Watch this. Smash that like button, everybody. This person got fired right here.
My job. I was just fired from 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 my job. Now I have nothing but this. I have nothing but this website. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore.
Oh my God. What in the transformer is this?
And you know what? That's exactly where people are going to be pretty soon when they get cut off of welfare. Because,
Well, see, the thing is they feel entitled.
Right. What I don't understand is that I'm seeing people that are well in their 30s and 40s crying about being cut off of welfare. Have you even worked in your life? Have you?
I've never gotten any help. I've never gotten government help in anything ever, anywhere.
I have, and it's not a bucket of fun.
No, I bet it's not. And you know what, Donna, I agree with you totally here, because we already talked about to be able to suppress the hormones of which you are created with, whether it be male testosterone or female estrogen. They are getting loads of steroids to stop those, to suppress those hormones. And everyone knows that if you take excessive amounts of steroids, inject too many steroids, it causes irritation, aggravation, and anger issues.
You know, the other thing I'm wondering about, it seems like most of the people between, let's just say 18 and 30 something ish, I bet a good majority of those people got the.
This is true too. You know what? Clyde brings that up. I've got to tell everybody what happened to me today. Speaking of, my daughter's birthday's Monday. Happy birthday to you if you hear me out there. Anyway, on Monday, I'll tell you on Monday. But anyway, so I had to go run pick up a cake that someone had ordered for her, right? Well, Clyde and I had been talking about this this Charlie Kirk thing, and how everybody's nasty comments and the hate that's out there. It's unbelievable how much hate is out there, and people celebrating and blowing up balloons and having parties, and you know, something I can't even wrap my brain around, right? So I go into this bakery, and I'm getting ready to get the cake, and there was a man. He was probably in his 20s, but it looks like he might have been in a tragic car accident. Okay. And he was brain damaged, severely brain damaged. Okay. One eye was going over here and one was going over here. And he was making loud noises. And he came up to the counter and he like looked at me, and I mean, what do you do? So
Right.
I said, well, hello. Hi, how are you? He was like, and he's pointing at his head, and he's pointing at his ear, and he's pointing at his nose, and I'm just like, what do I do here? What am I? And I just looked at him and smiled real big. And then I turned around and walked over to the bakery where they had the other stuff and was talking about, do you want some of this? Do you want some of that? And in the interim, he's come around the counter, and he's got a cardboard, you know, why we just lost Linda. He's got the cardboard piece when your paper towels run out. And, you know, I'm sorry, but in this day and age, you just don't know. You just don't know what they're going to do. I know we lost for a minute.
Yeah, I lost my internet because obviously we still don't have the new internet hooked up, so I'm still off my hotspot. So I apologize. Could you
That's
please repeat?
okay.
He had a
Okay,
card.
so he came around the cardboard piece that comes off of the paper towel rack, the empty
Oh,
cardboard,
okay, yeah.
and he has it in his hand. And with everything that's going on and everything, I'm like, is he going to hit me with that cardboard thing?
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry. This is the way we feel right now. We're on edge. All of us are on edge. What are they
Right.
doing with that? What are they going to do with it? And so he would walk close to me, and I would step one step back. And he would walk closer to me, and I would step one step back. And the whole time I'm smiling, trying to keep up this conversation. Well, I was looking at these cookies, and the next thing I know, I looked, and he was like right here, right? And he was like, oh, I'm doing all this. And I just looked at him and smiled. And then I said, well, I need to pay for this. I need to pay for this stuff. And I said, can I scooch on around you? And I gave my card to get the stuff that we'd gotten. And then I said, his mom called him by name and said, come back here. You need to finish whatever it was that you were doing. And he went back around there. She goes, now say goodbye. And I said, bye. And I went and got in the car. And Clyde said, I said, did you watch him? Did he scare you? Did he scare you? He said, no, he didn't scare me, but I could see that he scared you. And he said, I was watching him. And I said, well, and he goes, he was trying to pick you up. I said, oh, okay. Well, I haven't been picked up in 37 years. I missed it. And then that's what picks me up. That's what tries to pick me up. Sorry. I'm just saying.
Right. No. I mean,
but it was scary. What I wanted, I guess the point that I was trying to get out there is you are going to feel, if anyone breaks this bubble of yours that you have around you, you're going to be on defense. You're like, wait, what are they going to do? Why are they getting too close? What's going on here? Just because of everything that's going on right now.
Well, yeah. Anytime anybody invades your privacy bubble,
right?
I mean, whether I know you or not, don't get in my face. Don't get in my face. I don't care how long I've known you. I don't care who you are. Don't get in my face. I don't, you're in my personal space. You're in the space I'm breathing right now.
Well, I wish you could have talked.
Yeah.
Because that would have made things a lot easier, because then I would have maybe understood what he was trying to say to me, but there was no words. He couldn't.
And that's horrible. And the person that was with him really should have acknowledged it and should have came and said what he's trying to tell you or something. And
she worked there. He was there working with her. So see, he came back from the back when we walked in, and he's probably all excited, wanting to talk and whatever, but
yeah,
with all the things that are going on right now, all the things running through your mind, and you're like,
right, exactly.
Yeah,
it's horrible what we have to go through, and I really, really pray to God that one day we can get back to the way it was.
right?
Not exactly the way it was, but one day we can get back to where we feel safe walking out of our homes. We feel safe going to the grocery store. I mean, that's a normal, everyday part of life things.
Right.
We shouldn't have to be afraid. I won't go into Detroit at all.
Because you're afraid.
Yeah.
We live in fear.
And if I do have to go into Detroit, because like the hospital I was in is in Detroit, but it's like at the border of Detroit and Grosse Pointe. If anybody is familiar with the Grosse Pointe Garden Society show, yeah, it's the border of the Grosse Pointe and Detroit. but usually, one of my, some man is with me. I shouldn't say some man, but a man I know is with me. And if I do have to go down into Detroit for something, it's not deep in the heart of Detroit. And, I probably look like that scared, stupid, white, old female with my eyes everywhere, checking my mirrors, making sure nobody's around my car, making sure no one's walking up to my car, looking to see if traffic is coming so that if somebody is starting to run to me or run to my car, I can blow the red light. And I would have no problem with that and telling the police why I did it. Give me
Right.
I don't care. Give me a ticket. I'll go
Well,
fight
see,
it.
that's the thing. We're living in fear.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
don't
that's
you,
what I want.
this was the narrative. This is
Mm-hmm.
the narrative. Let's make everyone afraid. The reason I brought is so we're free to speak and we're free to say whatever we want to, right? Because that's our constitutional right. But at what cost?
But yeah, right. Are we? Are we really? The people that are on this side that they can spew whatever hate they want. It's okay. It's okay. They can say whatever they want. But the people on this side that want to speak truthful facts or that want to speak about God or want to get their message out, they're not allowed. They're not allowed
No.
that First Amendment.
No,
And
you're
nobody,
silenced.
and nobody, but nobody should ever have to take a bullet for freedom of speech. Nobody.
Well, see, okay, so here's the thing. There is a cost because let me tell you, if you talk on the truth of what you feel is the truth and on your opinion, and you say a word on YouTube that is triggered, they will shadow ban you where no one will ever see your video ever.
Right.
They'll knock you to the backside where you're not allowed to say certain words, or you're not allowed to do this, or you're not allowed to do that. And then as long as we're going along with the narrative and we say, okay, that's great. What you did was great. That's awesome.
I mean, do people have a freedom? Do people
Yeah,
have a freedom
of speech.
do people have a freedom to celebrate this man being killed? Yeah, you do have a right, as sick-minded as it would be, as you should never, ever lose anybody to violence because of what they said. You shouldn't lose anybody to violence because of that. And there's proper ways of going about doing things. There's proper ways of saying, and I'm not talking about, politically correct. There's proper ways of saying things. And the way Charlie Kirk talked, he never bullied anybody. He never said anything aggressively. But, you got all these people out there hating. And, I mean, where's your moral compass? Where is your moral compass? And I just love it. I just love it when they talk about the Generation X and Generation Z, because it's like, oh, we were big and we were bad. Well, why are all your kids pussies? I'm sorry to put it that way. But if you were so big and bad and you drank out of water hoses just like we did from the 60s, and, you went outside and played in the street until it was dark, and you did all the same things us people that were born in the 60s did, but why are your kids the way they are? Why are your kids so sensitive? Stop with the gentle parenting. Stop it. Stop it. It gets nowhere. It gets absolutely. I'm not saying you got to beat the crap out of your kids. I'm not saying that you got to yell at the top of your lungs all the time at them. But there needs to be, the new word is accountability. It used to be consequences for your actions. And bad behavior has consequences. And I just read here 2 stories out of right in my area. One, now I don't know, and I'm not gonna put color to it. One guy got out of jail on $10,000 for attempted murder. Another guy is in jail, and his bail is $600,000 for attempted murder. How is
Now,
this?
isn't it? You know what? How about that
How is
other
it
one
possible?
that got it for 250,000, and he made that obvious that he was going to.
I mean, how is that possible? Right, exactly. Exactly, Ben, exactly.
Well, I believe this is my own personal opinion, right? This is my own personal opinion. But that guy on the train that put that knife in that girl's throat was let out just a month prior on a horrendous charge from the judge. The judge knew that he was violent, but the judge let him go. Now, apparently, the guy has mental issues. He didn't have them before he went to prison the time before, but now he does, right? Who should stand guilty for this girl's ass? I believe that judge should be fired on the spot. Gone. I believe they should be fired on the spot.
I do
Because
too.
you know
I
what?
do too. And you know what?
You knew he was capable of this.
And so should the people in Congress. It's absolutely ridiculous that they can spew whatever they want. They can say whatever they want. And they are above the law. I don't care what anybody says. They are above the law. They will never go to jail. They will never see any time. They will never get fired because they can't. And I think that's wrong. I think the president has a right to bring up, okay, we need to fire this
Okay, Ben, but that's going into that division again by making that comment. And I don't think that we should have a division. This is our problem right now is we have that division. She should have sat down by anybody she wanted to. There's nothing about race here at all. She should have been able to sit anywhere on that train and been safe. And she wasn't.
Right, but you'll find a lot of women sit by exits so they can get in and out quick.
Right. Well, wasn't she next to an exit? Right across from her was an exit.
Right.
But the first mistake she made, okay, I hate to be the one to even point any kind of mistake out, but when you go on to a subway, you don't have your headphones on. Okay, I'm sorry.
Everybody
you don't
does.
have your headphones on. You're not listening to some wonderful thing, and you should be watching what's going on around you. You should be fully aware of what's going on.
In this day and age, yes.
But I want you to know that she was a BLM Matters supporter. Big time supporter. And this is what happened.
And Ben, yeah. I see your point of men need to take control back. In certain instances, yes. The wrong woman has infiltrated the certain spaces. Yes. I can give you an example of 5. Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, get her out of there.
Waters.
And I don't want her unalived. I want her out of our government.
Right. Jasmine, whatever her last name is.
Crockett.
Jasmine Crockett. AOC. Tlaib.
Omar. You know what? I think it should be a law. I think it should be a law that if you are going to serve in our government, that you need to be United States born.
Oh,
that's my personal opinion.
That used to be a law, and Congress changed it.
Oh, see, there you go.
Have any of you noticed that since non-US born citizens have made it into Congress, how our country is going to shit in a handbasket.
Well,
I'm
they
just,
want to live those rules that they're used to over in there. You know what? This is we were laughing about this. Omar wants to bring in Sharia law, but if she followed Sharia law exactly the way it should be, then she wouldn't be having the position she's holding right now. She'd be at home, barefooted, pregnant, and eating after the dog.
do you think she could say those things from wherever she's from
No.
and not possibly get stoned to death? Do you
No,
think she'd be able to
she'd
say
have
those
to have her
things?
burqa on and cover her face and not say a word and walk 10 steps
Absolutely.
behind.
Absolutely. And it is a disgrace that she wears that stupid turban on the floor. To me, that's
Ben, are you in the UK right now? There's a lot of stuff going on in the UK right now, protesting and wanting your freedom of speech. And they're arresting people for making comments on their Facebook or whatever. That is insane. I look at that and think, is that what's coming here? Is that what's coming here now? It better not be.
because I mean, if you look back on it, this to me, they brought us right back to when we took over land from the Indians, how we went about it. And that to me is how the people that are celebrating and the people that spew hate, it's hate, guys. It's hate.
There
It's
is so
not
much
okay
hate.
to go out and fight in the streets. It's
No.
not okay to loot people's businesses. It's
No, it's
not
not.
okay to fire firearms at innocent people. It's
No.
not okay.
It's
It's
not
not
okay if you it's okay to disagree, to agree
right.
to disagree. Okay?
Right.
It's
And
okay.
I remember a younger self of me saying, you know, we can agree to disagree. And we're
Amen.
good. I
Yeah,
have
and
a
go on.
friend right now. And I told her, we can agree to disagree. I will never end my friendship with you, but stop spewing what you see on CNN, please. Don't talk to me about it. Don't
Right.
bring me into that hole. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear. And she happens to live in Florida, and I love her to death like a sister. And she lives in Florida, and every time we get on the phone, she has a hate comment for DeSantis and how
It's
he's
all hate.
ruining her state.
It's
Well,
all
for
hate.
one thing, you were born and raised in Ohio, so you transplanted. She talks about how she hates the New Yorkers and the New Jersey people that come down and for snowbirds. Okay, wait a minute. You were a snowbird one time. Your family owned a condo down there, and you would go down there for the winter. This is the kind of crap that has to stop. It's good for me, not for you. And like I said, I love this woman to death. I would take a bullet for her. But there's
But you
certain
just don't carry
areas.
the same views. You
Yeah.
just don't have the same
I
views.
mean, and okay, to add even more to it, she's Jewish. So should I hate her for being a Jew?
Absolutely not.
No, because you know what? We feed off of each other. She's learning about Christianity, and I'm learning about Judaism.
Mhm.
I'm learning something new. It's okay,
Mhm.
you tell me this. And she's like, okay, well, tell me this. Like, she can't understand, for instance, she can't understand where people think it's okay. Jesus died on the cross for me, so I can go do whatever I want. I said, no, that's not why he died on the cross.
That's not
Because
like that.
she heard somebody say, it's okay, I'll be forgiven because Jesus died on the cross for me. Well, that is a whole different area of stupidism. It really is. because that's not the message. That's not what it means. It doesn't mean that you can go kill and rape 10 women, dismember their bodies, eat them, or whatever else you want to do to them, with them, for them, or whatever. It doesn't mean that you're still going to walk those pearly gates and knock on it and say, hey, I'm here. Jesus forgave me. No, that's not
It doesn't
how
work
it
that
works.
way. Doesn't
No.
work that way.
Right. And so it was, it's like, explain it to me. And it was basically that, yes, he died on the cross so that we would be forgiven of our sins. It doesn't mean we can go create and commit sins and he's still going to forgive me. That's the difference. And people just aren't getting it. People just aren't getting it.
Well, I thought the Jewish religion don't believe that Jesus was the Son of God, that they believed that he was just a
Jesus
good man.
has been here. They don't believe Jesus has been here yet.
Exactly. And of course he has. But yeah, he's coming back.
Yeah. So they don't believe he's been here yet, which that's fine. I mean, and it's okay that she doesn't believe he's been here yet.
Right.
But guess what? We still pray to one God.
That's right.
And
His
she
Father
even said that we still pray to the same God. Just because I don't believe Jesus has been here yet doesn't mean I don't believe in God. There you have it, folks. There you have it in a nutshell.
Yep. So we pray to the Father.
Right. And whatever you call him, whether you call him Buddha or Allah or Jesus or the Holy Ghost or God or whatever you call him in your religion is perfectly okay. But he's all one.
Right.
And you're taking contents out of other people's equivalent to our Bible, Quran, whatever you want to call it. If you believe that all Christians need to die, give me a reason why. Tell me why.
Infidel, Jesus didn't die for the infidel. Don't you know?
No.
He wasn't crucified for the infidel.
Right.
Really? No. My Jesus that I believe in and my God that I believe in died for everyone.
Right.
He didn't pick and choose.
And what's so sad is when you get these people that are stone cold just they have no remorse in their soul for what they did. And then you hear about him on death row and I found Jesus. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way.
But they say, the son of Sam was reborn again. How about that? I saw an interview with him, and he preaches the gospel like you would not believe. They say Jesus is found more on jailhouse floor than he is out on the streets.
Right, exactly. But I have a hard time believing that if you carry this with you and you're sitting on death row and you still don't believe you did anything wrong or you should be sorry for it, and then in the 11th hour turn to the Bible.
Right. Isn't that the way it goes? Yeah. Don't love your neighbor. Don't love your neighbor until it's the last second and you're drawing your last breath, and then you know what? Go make amends. Right. Hurry up, quick.
Right. And I know I have heard quite a few stories of these people that are murderers, mass murderers, whatever they did, and they're on death row. And I've heard quite a few stories that this person had no remorse at all. And right before they drew their last breath, it was, God save me. Really? Yeah. Are you talking to my God or are you talking to Satan?
Well, the old phrase, there is no such thing as an atheist in a foxhole.
There you go.
When God judges, he's going to judge everyone on the same level. And, if you can live with what you did down here and you think that it wasn't going to be documented and it's going to be forgiven, Yeah,
And
no.
Donna brought up a good point. You still face punishment. If
You're
you
going
do,
to.
if you do find Jesus in the last hour, do you really think it's going to be as easy for you to get in heaven as it is, say, for Charlie Kirk that walked that life for what, 12 years? I think he was 18 when he found Jesus.
When he started.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, do you think him walking 12 years, speaking the truth, and I'm sorry, there's a fruit fly, speaking the truth, do you think you're going to have as easy time as him? Now, they're going to bust those gates open and welcome him with open arms because he
Right.
died believing. He
Right. And
died.
the Bible says go out and preach the gospel. It doesn't
Right.
say go out and shoot the ones that don't believe, or
And-
the ones. But it does say in Revelations that the Christians will be persecuted in the last days. And I
Yeah.
thought about that when I was watching all of this. I thought, is this the beginning? Is this the beginning of the persecution?
And you know
Is
what?
this the precursor?
I don't know how to say your first name, Ben. So I apologize, and I'm not going to try to massacre it. But yeah, I think every nation, I think every country has had enough. I know America
Yeah.
has had enough. We've had enough. Be thankful you didn't have Biden. That's all.
And they have been fighting. The UK has been fighting. And you know what? I was so proud of the UK.
Okay.
I was clapping and hollering and screaming. Go, go. You show them. You have freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want to. If on
You don't
on
need to
Facebook,
worry
you should
about
be
getting.
allowed to. This is the point I'm trying to make. You should be able to say exactly what you want to at any given time. And you know what? It's okay to disagree. If you don't believe what I'm saying, then that's fine. You don't have to. But I don't deserve a bullet because you
Right.
don't agree with me. This is where I'm drawing the line in the sand. If you want to debate, that's fine. If you want to talk about freedom of speech, we have it. This is what we have. This is what we are founded on. But when you silence people, when you say, you know what, they're not saying what I want them to say, we will silence you.
Right.
This is where I have a problem. I have a big problem there because, not that my opinion is any more important than anybody else's, but you know what? My opinion does count for a little bit. I shouldn't be silenced. I should be able to say what I want to. And
Right.
you too should be able to say what you want to.
Right. I have to give credit because yes, I'm Christian. Yes, I believe in God. Yes, I pray every day.
See, Ben, that's wrong. Lucy Conley should be able to say whatever she wants to. And if it got deleted, this is what I'm telling you about silencing.
Right.
It shouldn't be silenced. But you know what? Does Lucy Conley, I don't know what her comment was, but does she deserve a bullet for saying what she said? I don't
Right.
think so. I don't think so.
Right. Exactly. But what I was going to say is the thing I have to give credit to is people like John F. Kennedy and like Kurt and like so many others that have the guts and
To
the
say-
courage to go to places that they know they are not welcome, to go
Right.
to places and preach the word of God. I
Right.
give them a lot of credit because I don't have those kind of guts. I
Right.
don't have them at all. Not at all. No way.
It's like going and preaching the gospel on death row. These people
Right.
are so forlorn and they feel they have no hope for anything. And you're going to go in there and tell them what a beautiful place heaven is.
Right.
It only makes them angry.
Right.
But you know what? There's many people that do it, and many people are born again at that moment.
Logie, have you heard about the grandmother that's in jail because she was praying outside of one of our parent planning
Planned Parenthood.
institutes that you can go to for if you're planning on having a kid or getting help having a kid, or they do
Or
abortion.
deleting a child.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
They do have abortions. She doesn't deserve to be sitting in jail. She's a grandmother. And all
Yeah, and she was out there
praying.
praying. She didn't say anything about anyone do any damage or anything, but they put her in prison for it because she was praying outside the.
Yeah, see, this is insanity. This is what we're talking about. This is absolutely insanity. Where, our congresswomen can go out there and tell them, fight for your rights, fight in the streets.
And if they don't say what you like, get in their face. Remember, Maxine
Yep.
Waters? Get
Yep.
in their face.
Yep.
Is this not spreading this anger? Get in their face. Do all of this. But you know what? And then we say, you know what? Bow your head and pray for them.
Right. And right, Donna, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, it is very sad because the thing is as much as people don't want to believe, as much as people don't want to believe that the heads of these nations, like let's say 2 years ago, got together and this was what they wanted to do. They wanted to divide. And here in America, they did it through blue and red.
See, Ben, this is exactly what I'm talking about right here.
There you go.
You have hit the nail on the head right there. This is what I'm talking about. One side can say whatever they want to, yada, 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 and that's okay because they can spew whatever they want to. But if you stand up for yourself and you tell your beliefs, you're going to go to jail.
And
you're going to go to jail. We're going to silence you.
Right.
Well, they're not going to silence me. My mouth runs too much.
While we're on that subject, I want to add, please pray for Dearborn, Michigan. Please.
Right.
It's about to go down. It is the biggest Muslim population
in the United States.
Other than anywhere else, other than where they come from.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is written in Arabic.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is they're taking to the streets. I don't live too far. I mean, I live far enough away, but I still don't live that. I don't live far enough away for me. I do live 40 minutes from there, but to me that's not far enough away from what they're doing. They have their own little government that they voted in, and it's getting really, really scary. And
we don't live by their beliefs, Donna. They want us to live by Sharia law like they do.
And it's scary when people like David J. Harris and Amanda Grace and
Julie Green
know about Dearborn, Michigan. Nobody should know about Dearborn, Michigan. Do you know anything about Roseville, Michigan? Do you know anything about St. Clair Shores, Michigan? Do you know anything about Mayo, Michigan?
I don't even know anything about Michigan except for Detroit, and I know it's a big place. There you go.
That's all people know is Detroit. And they know the rap that Detroit had for years. And they had a wonderful, wonderful mayor in there, Mike Duggan, and he's a Democrat. But let me tell you, he turned that city around. They are making it. There's parks, there's river walks. They're making it safe again for people to be down there. They're building condos that are selling for $300,000-$500,000. I personally would never pay that much money to live in Detroit. No. But that's what he did. And amen to you, Mike Duggan. And now he's running for governor. Will I vote him in governor? Probably not. I couldn't vote him for mayor either because I don't live in the city.
Did you hear about the guy from New York that's running that wants to arrest Netanyahu? I was like, you want to arrest him? He's not even in our country. Are you like, where have we lost the plot here?
Mm-hmm.
You can't do anything with him over there.
Right.
This
Right.
this ought to be a big red flag that you don't want him in our government.
Right.
You know, when you start talking about other
Right.
countries and you're a governor and how you want to do something to another person that leads another country,
Mhm.
what Kool-Aid have you been drinking?
Right. So, and in my opinion, is here in the United States, they tried to divide us between blue and red. And I think a lot of blue people are waking up. Okay.
You know
So
what? A lot of people have turned.
now that they couldn't totally destroy it, now they're dividing by Christianity and atheists.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Muslims are atheists. That's my opinion. That is my opinion. And if you don't
See,
go
again,
on-
Donna, here we go. Look, he's Ugandan. Now, I have a problem with all of these guys coming over here from a foreign country that don't even know our laws, that want to run our government.
Right.
I-
Right. I do too. There's no place for them. Can
They
we
didn't,
can we
they
go
didn't like it where they were at.
yeah, can we go to Pakistan and get in their government?
No, you better put a burqa on if you even go to Pakistan and eat after the
And
dog.
what you said too. Could a woman be in government
Never,
in
never,
Pakistan?
never, never.
And
Iraq,
that's just
India,
the one
any of those
country that
places.
popped off my head. So, but you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. There's no way no woman would ever be
No.
in politics in one of the Muslim countries. Let me put it
You
like
would never have a seat. In fact, you have to walk 10 paces behind your husband. You know what? I would probably be silenced for the rest of my life if I went there the minute I got off the plane. Because I'm not walking 10 paces back.
right. I don't know. And maybe as I evolved as a woman is why my life has taken the turns it has. Is would I love to have a husband? Yes. Would I love to be in full out totally in love with somebody? Yes. Am I okay being a divorced single mom and grandmother? Yes. I'm okay with that because I don't have to deal with the bullshit that I put up with the men that were my husbands or my boyfriends. I found 2 in a lifetime. Both of them cheated on me that I thought were truly, totally, completely, hopelessly in love with me. And they both cheated on me. Does that put a sour note on my taste? Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I against men? No. Does
No.
it mean that I'm here for another purpose other than to always have my dream of having the husband, being married 50 years, having kids and grandkids, and enjoying retirement together? Yes, it shattered me. And I'm going to tell you guys not to go back to this, but I'm going to tell you it really opened my eyes when I was in the hospital. It really did. It really did. I'm here to share my love and share my caring because everybody knows how much I take care of other people. I'm a
Mhm.
caregiver.
Mhm.
And my second husband, he thought it was deplorable that I fed the kids before him.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Why do you always feed the kids first? Because you're a grown ass man and you can get up and
You
get
go
your own
pick it and
food.
get it yourself. You can eat
Okay,
at the
well, I
same time.
make you a plate and put it in front of you. I don't have to do that. I do that because I love you, not because I have to. Do I not want the kids to take too much food and waste it? Yes. Do I feed the kids first or do I get their food out first? Yes. Why? So it can cool down so they don't burn their mouths because, they're boys and they just want to shovel it in. So, it's 6 of one, half dozen of another. And it just, when certain events happen, to you or in your life, it makes you stop in your tracks and it makes you recess the way you were thinking. Connie can attest to the way I was thinking. She's heard it over and over and over about different aspects of my life, different things that was going on.
Hmm.
And I'm sure she can tell that I've changed,
Oh yeah.
just, I don't know, in what, the 3-4 years we've known each other.
Hmm. Hmm.
But it is what it is. And you do your role that you're supposed to do. Do I know what my role is? No.
Do
No.
we ever? Any of us? Not really.
But to give you an example, I got in 3 severe car accidents. By the time I was in my late 40s, early 50s, I was deemed disabled. No doctor will let me go back to work because of my back and my neck issues. Do I hate every minute of it? Yes. I worked for 30 years.
Hmm.
Do I want to be a productive member of society? Yes. But I can't. But in the meantime, I've taken care of a sick grandmother because my mother was working. I've taken care of a sick father because my mom just lost it when he got terminally ill. And I'm taking care of my mother. And I take care of my grandkids and I took care of my sons. So I now know I'm deemed a caregiver.
Hmm.
And that's what my role I feel on this earth is. Do I want at a girl, you go for it, Lori? No, I don't want any of that. My mom and dad raised me. My mom and dad took care of me. They
I
put
just
clothes
want
on.
a day off
That
every
would be
once in a
nice.
while.
That would, that would be nice. Which usually is I don't know, sometimes Saturday. I get the day off. But do I dread anything I'm doing?
No,
No.
because you don't have Saturdays off either, because then you go take care of somebody else.
This is true. This is true.
Oh, there
And
it
that's
is.
the whole thing is on weekends I go and take care of somebody else. Are they dying? No. But you guys get the gist.
That's
I'm
sad. Well,
constantly,
that's sad.
I still have my ex-mother-in-law calling me, asking me things and asking me if I could do this for her or do that for her, or if she, I mean, I had her literally call me and ask me if she was invited to
Hey,
Thanksgiving.
Apple.
Hi, Apple. I literally had her call me and ask me if she was coming to Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, Easter dinner. What do you tell somebody because damn good and well her son, my ex, has to bring her? What do you tell somebody like that that's 97 years old? No.
You say, I'm sorry, we're not having Thanksgiving this year. That's what
But
I'm
they know
saying.
that but they know we're so together as a network of a family that we do. So, I don't want to be the liar that her son I mean. So, I kind of try to avoid it at all costs. But I mean, again, here's my son with his family, and he's always with my family. So it makes it easier for him. This is how my mind processes. It makes it easier for him for me to swallow my pride for a holiday, um, so that they can enjoy their grandkids and great
Look at
grandkids.
this. Look at this. There's the tiniest baby raccoon on the deck. How am I going to fatten him up by winter?
Uh,
Are raccoons like dogs? They eat till they just blow up?
I don't know. Do
You
your
know,
research, Donna. Do your research.
a lot of milk. Yeah,
Oh, that's horrible, Logie. Hopefully he got another job or was able to get another job.
it's crazy world.
It
And
is.
and I was so, after all of this, I was so angry. And I was ready to stand up and fight. And I mean, not just, I was ready to fight. And then I thought, this is what they want.
Right.
Don't you get it?
Right.
This is what they want. They want us at each other's throats. They want us fighting. They are doing this so we will fight. They've tried everything to make everybody go at each other. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to fight. I will speak my piece, and if you don't like it, then that's fine. You don't have to listen.
Right. Exactly. And there's a visual at a local college. It's really not that far, but there's going to be a visual on Monday night for Charlie Kirk. Do I want to go? Yes. Will I go? No. Why? Because the only person
But you don't know what kind of radical's going to be there.
And the only person I can go with is my 86-year-old mother, and I'm not going to put her in harm's way.
No.
Not
you
at
know,
all.
there's a phrase, and it's just as simple. Do good, and good will come to you. Do bad, and bad will come to you. My mother taught me that years and years and years ago, and I believe every bit of it.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. I don't need to be worldwide known. I don't need to be famous. I don't need any of that.
I don't want any of that.
I need to have myself straight when it's my time.
Right.
And I try every day to walk that line.
Do you know, and this is going out to you, Donna, just because I want to irritate you a little bit. So my husband works with this staunch Catholic. She says the rosary on her way to work every day. And she says the rosary on her way home every night. And do you know what her comment was about Charlie Kirk? Why is his body on Air Force 2? And I thought, you know what? You need to go say a whole bunch of Hail Marys, and you need to go and say the rosary a few more times, because that is not love at all.
No. And I was raised Catholic, which I'm not anymore. I'm Christian. Why did I turn against Catholics? Well, for many reasons. One, my mom has a church at the end of her street. And before they did the street and put in curbs and sidewalks and everything, it was just a gravel road and very narrow. And we lived on that street, and we had to learn, living on that street, that you don't try to go down the street when the church lets out at such and such times, because you've got these people that walk out of this church, and as you're trying to get out of your street or you're trying to get into your street, that they would come out both. So they had it blocked. One was going right, one was going left. That's not how the street worked. It was still one lane, but they took it upon themselves not to do that. And they would come out of church, an hour-long mass, and be giving you the finger, asking you what the fuck is wrong with you, because
See, and you know what?
Your street.
And that's not Catholicism. That's the person. That's the people. That's the people.
But that's the one.
This is where the different religions get a bad name, because of the people that are in there and what they're doing.
Right. And we all know about the history with Catholic priests and little boys. And my son actually got kicked out of a Catholic school because he had a traumatic head injury. He got hit with a line drive from a bat. The ball hit him in the head. He was the pitcher, and he had a bleed brain.
That's what it said. She needs to say more rosaries, and she needs to say a few Hail Marys. And I don't know what else she needs to say, because she's a very strong liberal too. So there you go.
And the only thing that affected my son was his short-term memory. But he would forget to bring home his homework. He would forget to, write down what he needed to do to remember what he would bring his homework home, but he would forget what he needed to do. And he actually got kicked out of Catholic school for that because he got so many demerits for not having his homework done, brought home, things signed. And yeah, and when I went to the Monsignor, it was like, rules are rules. And he got X amount of demerits, so he can't go here anymore. Yeah. I had a teacher, same son. I had a teacher that, and the principal actually tell my child that he plagiarized himself, writing a report, which I can attest to, as God is my witness. I sat right next to him when he was writing the report and did all his footnotes. And I told them that if they can find the book that my son copied it out of, I would kiss their ass. And he got suspended for that one.
You got him suspended. Well, I don't think you're supposed to tell people that. But
don't tell me my son plagiarized something when I know.
You're right. You're right.
I mean, I'm going to fight for my kids. I don't care. Absolutely. My son, my older son that this happened to is now 43. My younger son is turning 39 on Thursday, and I will still fight tooth or nail for them.
What grade was he in?
He was in 6th grade when that happened.
Jeez.
He was in 6th grade. Yeah. Yeah. So she just marked a big F across his report. And when I went in to talk to the teacher about it, she took me down to the principal. Oh, joy. You don't want to know what I told the principal to do. I figured he can only get suspended for a few days. So what I told the principal probably would have gotten him thrown out of school, whatever. But I'm a mom, so I called the archdiocese and I'm like, hey, this is what's going on. And yeah, he went to school the next day. But yeah,
there was a lady from Colorado that came in to my Clyde's office, and she had moved here, got away from Colorado. And do you know why she moved away from Colorado? Because her kids were going to school and she couldn't take it that they had litter boxes in the bathroom.
I would have a problem with that too. I would have a real problem with that too.
I thought, I love animals. There is not one animal that walks or crawls across this earth that I don't love. But this is why we're a step above them. I'm starting to question that though. But we're supposed to be a step above them as far as using the bathroom in our house in a toilet, But now I'm questioning, are we going backwards now?
Do you know my favorite?
Maybe the animals are better.
Do you know my absolute favorite debate that Charlie Kirk had? If you identify as a woman and you're a male, why can you not identify as black if you're white? No, you can't do that.
I saw that.
That's a no.
No, you can't. They said, no, you can't do that because well, why not? There's a makeup creator. You probably know who is Jeffree Star. You know who Jeffree Star is? Okay. Jeffree Star, if you don't know who he is flamboyant. He's gay. And he is flamboyant. And he is in your face with this pink hair and does the makeup like the drag queen. And beautiful, by the way. And he does all this stuff. And he came out and he said, listen, the only thing that Charlie Kirk was preaching was scientific fact. He said, I was born a man. I was born a man. I am a man. Even though I'm a makeup influencer, I am a man. My name is Jeffrey, and I am a man. And he said, and anyone out there that has a problem like that is crazy. And I thought, bravo. He said there's
Donna,
only two genders, male and female. And I thought, good for you, Jeffrey. You tell him.
Donna, that was a Catholic grade school that happened. It was Catholic. And that's why I said, okay, it's time for me to part ways with your teachings, because you say one thing, but again, it goes back to do as I say, not as I do type thing, because it's okay for me to stand up on this podium and tell you blah, 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 blah. And yet you might be one of the ones that was in the back with the little boy 2 hours ago. No, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. Don't tell me. I got a principal fired from public school from my son.
Is it rules for thee, but not for me?
Right. I got a principal fired from school because of the same son. He let my son stay in wet clothes all day long, knowing at the time I was a stay-at-home mom. And when I went to the office and I told him there's no reason my son had to come home soaking wet and sit in wet clothes all day long, he looked at me and told me I was an unfit mother.
Jeez.
Yeah, I went right from that principal's office right to the superintendent. And I said, I walked right in. The girl was like, you can't go back there. I said, where's the where is the superintendent? I walked in there. I told him what was said, called him on the phone, and realized, and he admitted he did it. He admitted he said it. He wasn't there next year. He went into an early retirement. Watch your words. Watch your words, and don't ever mess with a mother. We're better than FBI. We really are. Right, Konnie?
Well, it's the
I know.
mama bears. The mama bears. Don't step on the mama bears. They get a little irritated. Whether their kid is right or wrong, they're still going to tell you they're right. Sorry. Oh, boy, it's really bad here. It's really
I'm
bad
not
here.
that kind of mother. If my kid's in the wrong, I'll tell you.
Yeah, me too. See, that's me too. But there's some out here that the couple had pulled them over and may have caught them with something they weren't supposed to have, and their mother will be there telling the cop, "This is my baby boy. He did not do this." It's a blatant. He did.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they'll fight you tooth and nail, and it's like maybe
Right.
this is what's happened. Why they feel so entitled.
Mm-hmm. Well, and here's the other example. My son and my nephew, they're 9 months apart. They got into trouble one time, which was not tolerated for what they do. And my son was grounded for a month. My nephew never got grounded at all. And it's like, really? So it's
Wow.
okay. It's okay in your head what they did. That's okay. And I made my son go and apologize in person and stand in front of that person. And that person told me the only reason she's not pressing charges was because I made him come and apologize.
Wow.
Because obviously I'm a parent that cares. I got called home from work from my ex-husband because he worked afternoons and nights. So he was home with the kids when this all transpired. And he said, I think they're in trouble because they had the two little ones, which was my younger son and my younger nephew, in the back of a police car, and they were at the police station that he had to go pick them up. And he picked up the older boys after because he didn't want me going to the police station because he knew I would go to jail. Yeah, I don't take things lightly. When my kids do something wrong, you're going to get nailed. You're going to get nailed.
Yeah, my God.
I'm sorry.
I had this wonderful child that had the 127 IQ, that went through school on test grades, never brought home homework. And I fought this kid tooth and nail. You are not watching TV when you get home. You've got to do your homework. And I would come home and the TV would be blaring, and I knew good and well they were watching it. And so we had we had a cable where it had to have a card in the back.
Mhm.
So we took the card out. Well, they couldn't have any cable then. And then Clyde hid it in his drawer. Well, they found it. And guess what? They got busted again. It was blaring when we got home. They weren't smart enough. They were smart enough to look for it, but they weren't smart enough to take it out of the TV. So every day we had to take this card to work with us so that they would do their homework. Did they graduate? Yes. And probably now one of the smartest kids you've ever seen. But it's like, dude, you don't. If I just think about how well you would have done if you just would have tried. You would have just tried.
I mean, was my parenting the right way? I'm sure people would disagree with me. Did I
They
yell
don't
at my
come with the
son?
manual.
Yeah. Did I
They don't-
disagree? Did I spank my kids? Yes. Yes, I did.
I did. I did.
But I was also their biggest cheerleader. I was
I
at
was.
every baseball game. I was at every football game. I was at every soccer game. I was a soccer coach for my younger son, and my older son was my assistant coach. Yeah, but I always told my kids this is the one way I raised my kids, and anybody out there that's watching that has young kids or younger kids, start with this. Tell me the truth. You may get in trouble, but it's not going to be as bad as if you lied to me and I find out, which I will.
Oh, that is
That
the
was my
worst.
rule of thumb in my home, because I was a single mom. I became a single mom when my younger one was 10 and my older one was 15. So yeah, I raised two teenage boys on my own. Neither one ever went to jail after the incident when they were probably like 11. Neither one ever got, neither of my boys ever got in trouble. I never got called from other parents saying that they did this at their house or that at their house. I used to get compliments, like when my son started dating and I would meet the girl's mother or father, and they used to tell me what a nice young man I raised, that's polite and has manners
That's
and treats
awesome.
your daughter well.
That's awesome.
Do I want a pat on the back? No, because that's what every parent should do. They
Right.
should raise a child with morals. They should raise a child to treat women with respect. Because I told both of my boys, if you ever go to jail for domestic violence, do not call me.
Mhm.
Don't call me. And if I ever find out you laid a hand on a woman, you're going to hate me because I'm going to call the police. I don't tolerate that. You don't touch other people.
No.
But I also did teach them that if, other than a girl, if another boy comes up and punches you, you have a right to defend yourself. Oh, yes, you do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is where we need to go back to, everybody. This is what we need to go back to. And like I said, was I the
so
perfect parent?
entitled.
Was I the perfect parent? No. I was the parent that all the other parents were doing at the same time back in the 80s and 90s. What happened? What happened? And neither one of my kids ever thought for 1 second they were a girl or a turtle or a
A
dolphin.
turtle. Speaking of, there was I did you see what I sent you about the trans girl that thought she was a dolphin? Wanted to be a
I
dolphin.
did, but it kept cutting out on me. But
She drowned it.
yeah, did she really drown? Did she? Because I went to it and it just kept coming up ads, and then it went to one of them bull crap screens. You're absolutely right. We do. We have the wrong value.
She got the fins and the whole bit and thought she could swim like a dolphin, and she drowned. Because our legs have to go like this. Anyway, there you go. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's a mental disorder when you think you're a dolphin.
Not that many people have mental disorders. I'm not buying that. A lot of them do. But I also believe that it's the way that they brought up, they raised the kids in the schooling. It's
That they think they can be a dolphin.
because when we used to say, okay, and I said this to my boys, you can be anything you want in the world if you put your mind to it.
Except a dolphin.
Now, I was saying you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, you could be
Right.
okay, that's what I was saying. I wasn't
Right.
saying you could be a damn dolphin. I wasn't saying you could be a girl. I was saying you could be anything you want to be.
Right.
Put your mind to it and
Right.
study hard and follow the rules. There's laws and rules for a reason, you know?
Right.
And
Right.
apparently that when people nowadays say you can be anything you want to be, honey.
Yeah.
And if they decide they want to be a cat and have a litter box in school, by God, that's okay.
No, it's not.
In what world is that okay?
It's
Because
like
let me tell you
no
something.
other country's doing that. I can guarantee you.
And this is what I would do with those kids. Huh, this is what nobody's thought of yet, I don't think. When they say they're a cat,
Go outside and live outside in the cat house.
are you a boy cat or a girl cat? Because there's only two genders for a cat, a boy or a girl. So
when they live outside, they don't. Some of them live outside.
And yeah, so some of them get put outside at night, and they
Go do your job and kill all the rats in the barn.
Right, exactly. See how many 7-year-olds would stay outside all night by themselves.
Speaking of that, Clyde came in yesterday and he said, "I want to show you what I found in the backyard." And
That's scary.
He brought in a fishing net. Said, "Look what I found in the backyard."
Don't tell me it was a snake. Please don't tell me it was a snake.
It was a crab, and it was the crab that has that one big large claw that comes up like this.
Oh my God.
And he was about this big. The cat found it and had it cornered.
Wow. Right.
Yeah, right. I mean, plain and simple. There's X chromosome and XY chromosome, and there's no XY, or there's no XYX or YXY. No.
Oh, and I love these posts that people post when a man gets pregnant. No.
Oh,
or a man has his cycle. Yeah, no.
Okay, now think about that for a second. Think about that. A transgender man can get pregnant.
Yeah.
A transgender man can get pregnant, but a transgender woman cannot get pregnant.
Right.
Because a transgender man is actually a female trying to be a man.
Right.
It was like,
and if you want to be a man, why would you birth a child?
Why would you want to?
That's what I'm saying. If you want to be a man, why would you birth a child? That makes no sense in my mind. I cannot come up with a good explanation for that. I can't do it. I just can't. And with two women, you want kids. Well, how do you think you're going to get those kids? You're not going to get them from each other because you can't implant one.
I don't know. Because I told you I know a couple that the woman wants to be the man and the man dresses like a woman.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you go into your room and the clothes fall off, is that not a heterosexual relationship? I'm sorry. My brain only works one way.
Well, and that's the other thing too, is that a trans man that wants to be a woman that says he's a lesbian Yeah, I hear the crickets out there.
Yeah. How does that work?
What did you say? What did you say? You're pretending to be a woman, but you like being with women.
Right. So you're a lesbian.
So you're a lesbian. You're a lesbian trans man.
Is that not insanity? And
That is the true definition of insanity. Right there.
it's like, and you know what? And I'm not following that path because I have enough to think about that I'm not going there.
Right. Right. It's crazy, guys. It's absolutely crazy. It's stupid. It's dumb. You can say whatever you want. You can send me bad email. You can find me on Facebook and send me rotten stuff. But I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. And for our government, this is the real catcher. For our government to put a spot that says X or neutral on birth certificates, they're out of their ever-loving minds.
No, I'm not doing that. I ain't going there.
They're out of their ever-loving minds.
Neutral? That's the parents are sick. The baby doesn't even have a choice at that point.
Somebody was telling me, and I don't know who it was. It might have been you, Connie. Somebody was telling me that a celebrity is pregnant, and they asked if it was a boy or girl, and they said it was transgender because they didn't know what it was yet.
Can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up.
You cannot make this stuff up. These are words that are coming out of real people's mouths. They're coming out of their mouths.
I was giggling with the people at work, and I said, "Okay, guys, look. This is. I don't have LBGTQRST. I have. You can be gay, a homosexual. You can be a homosexual." Or you can be a lesbian, or you can be a trisexual, meaning you can try anything sexual. But that's as far as his brain goes. Sorry.
Right. And, you know, these people that identify as animals, how do they have sex? Doggy style? Well, you don't identify as a dog.
In their animal costumes.
Mm.
And they wear a tail
and
ears, and
just like the fox lady,
the wolf woman.
I apologize.
Yeah, and she went outside and barked and howled at the moon. Okay,
no,
guys,
how you want to survive a crisis? Absolutely not.
No, we better not go into one.
Not. They would stand there, and they'd be like, "Oh my God. What are we going to do?"
We can't. We hope we don't have a crisis.
And if you watched, when Charlie got shot, what did they do? They all hit the ground and most of them started running.
Well, what about the girl on the train? They all walked around her like she had some kind of
deplorable. That is absolutely deplorable.
They couldn't help her.
I'm sorry. You know what? I would risk getting any disease to try and stop the bleeding for somebody like
that.
I
would have too.
No, I don't want to touch somebody else's blood unless I know them. And even at that, I'm kind of, unless it's my kids or my grandkids. But I'm not going to sit there and
it's a life or death, survival, major crisis. I'm going to do what I have to do. And no, they can't. They can't.
Right. I'm going to try to save that life one way or another. I'm going to try. That doesn't mean I will, but I'm going to try. Yeah. I mean,
Isn't that what we're supposed to do?
But, and it doesn't even matter, like, with words or anything. Like, before all of this division came, and you would hear about people getting shot and killed. Nobody has the right to take somebody else's life.
No.
Nobody. The only time you have a right to take somebody else's life is if they're trying to take yours. I'm sorry, but if it leads to me killing you,
execution. What is it? Who made them judge, jury, and executioner?
Right. If you're trying to kill me, I'm going to fight for my life, and if you go dead in the process of it, well, you were trying to kill me, so sorry about your luck. But nowadays, you can go to jail.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
Remember?
There is a saying back, and maybe it's just because I'm from in the Detroit area. I don't know, but there was a saying when I was a kid that used to say, "If you're going to shoot somebody, make sure you pull them across the threshold."
My dad used to say that. Make sure you pull him inside a window. Yep,
Make sure you pull them inside.
yep, yep.
Don't let them fall out the door. Let them fall inward. Those days are gone. You don't even have
They're
a
gone.
right. Now you guys have stand your ground.
Yes.
We don't have that. We don't have stand your ground.
So somebody could just go into your house and that's that, huh?
Yeah. Somebody can come into my house, steal everything they want, rape me, murder me, slash my throat, cut my head off, dismember my body, and that's okay. But if I shoot that sucker and they die, I can get sued and go to jail. Not that
There's
we
a
in my house. No, that doesn't count.
there was a state, and I don't know what state it is, and I hate to even talk about this lawsuit because it's so asinine, and asinine just doesn't go with me. But this guy broke in. This couple left their house, right? So the house is empty,
Mhm.
and the guy broke in through the garage. Well, when he got into the garage, the door shut behind him and it locked. So he was locked in the garage and could not get out. And he couldn't get into the house because the door was locked there and he couldn't get in.
Good.
So he sat out there for a week and almost starved to death because there was no food and whatever. And he sued that couple and won because he said they almost starved him to death. Oh, what were you doing in there? How come you broke in?
He didn't get in trouble for breaking in.
No, he got in trouble because the people didn't have food out there to feed him.
That's what's wrong with the society. That's what's wrong with the society is, somehow or another our laws all got flipped upside down. Our kids got flipped upside down. The school system got flipped upside down. This politics got flipped upside down. I mean, it was okay for you to put a sign on your front lawn for if you wanted to, for who you were voting for. Now you take your life in at risk if you put out a sign for who you plan on voting for.
Oh, I
And
told you what happened to us. We had a Trump 2024 sign or something like that on our front of our house. We were so proud. And then we changed insurance companies, and they sent the insurance company to our house. And because that sign was in front of our house, they found thousands of dollars worth of stuff I had to fix before I could get the insurance. But the two other houses that were in just about the same kind of shape that needed work done passed with flying colors because they didn't have a Trump sign on their house. Go figure that one out.
I don't know how somebody can hate a person that they've never met. I don't understand that logic.
Right.
I don't hate anybody I've never known. I don't
Nope.
hate anybody. I mean, I dislike,
Their actions.
the mouthy actions. I dislike
Right.
what they do, and would I like them to go away forever? Yes. That doesn't mean I want them dead. I just want them to go crawl back under their rock and live out their life under their rock.
Right.
Did they say the same thing about me? Yeah. Yeah. Am I using my First Amendment right here? Yeah. But you also have the choice to scroll. You
Yeah.
have the choice
Or
to,
right. Right.
you don't have to watch what I'm saying.
No,
And
that's
it's
what
okay if you don't agree with me.
turn the channel, do the power button. You
Right.
don't like it, switch it.
Right. You don't have to like me.
But we do.
Well, thanks. But you don't have to
I
like
had a
what
dog
I
down
say
there.
either. You don't have to like what I say either. Just like I don't have to like what you say. That doesn't mean I'm going to hunt you down and find you.
No,
I
no,
can
it should
debate.
never be that
I
way.
can
It
agree to
should never be
disagree.
that way.
You
No,
know, I mean,
no.
that's what was so wonderful about America at one time, is that we all had our right to have opinions.
We all agreed to disagree, and that's the way it should be. Back
Right.
to that saying again. All right, guys, we've been on here an hour and a half, and it's been lovely because we will be back tomorrow. Have a good night. Say prayers for those that
Definitely.
forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Yes,
All right.
definitely.
Love
Say
y'all.
prayers for the crazies.
Right?
Good night.
Press like on your way out the door.